Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse podcast. I'm your host Jay. I'm here with my co-host Micah.
Hey.
All right, just the two of us. There isn't a lot to talk about, but we're gonna do what we always do. All right, checked out. I watched Warfare. This is Alex Garland's latest film. It's Alex Garland and I forget the other guy. I'll look it up real fast. Who co-wrote and directed the movie with him. And this is about the Battle of Romani. It's about it's drawn from the memories of one of the Navy SEALs who was there, right? Very specifically, Ray Mendoza, who co-wrote and directed the movie. His character's in the film as well, and so it's pretty short, by the way. It's only 95 minutes, and it's just about these Navy SEALs that are trapped in this house. And some shit goes down, and they begin to be surrounded, basically. And then they got to kind of fight their way out. There's no frills on this movie. Like there aren't any. There's very limited dialogue. I won't say it's not like one of those like completely silent films, but it's very limited dialogue because like when you're in the shit, you're just kind of in the shit, and it's like that's what matters, right? They're not like flashback to what was happening 20 minutes ago in your life. Like, no, that's not. Oh shit, they're shooting. Like that's just kind of what happens, right? So it's a really stripped down film. This is an A24 film. I liked it, but there's not a lot there, right? Like I think if you are interested in a moment in war and what that is like, sort of without politics, without anything, just what these people go through on the American side, obviously, then that is what you're getting. What's interesting is like when I think about it, I mean, it's obviously much less of a narrative than Black Hawk Down, but that's kind of how I think about that movie. And the reason why mostly is because of the cast. Like they go out of their way to show you how young these guys are. Like the guy who plays Ray Mendoza is DeFaro Wunate, who is from Reservation Dogs, right? You know how young those kids were on that show. Like he's the lead. Will Poulter is in this. Kit Connor, Joseph Quinn, who's going to be playing Johnny Storm, whose career is just like fucking taking off. He's on Stranger Things as well. And a host of other young actors, and then also Michael Gandolfini, who as James Gandolfini from The Sopranos. That's his son. He's also the kid who works for the Kingpin in Daredevil, right? So it's a young cast. They're all very, very good. It's brutal. Like the violence is like very real war violence. Spoiler alert. Joseph Quinn's character, like they're trying to get out of the building and there's an IED that blows up and his legs just get super fucked up. He spends the vast majority of the movie just screaming and moaning from unbelievable amounts of pain. And they show like what his legs look like. I mean, I don't think the guy ever walked again. Because they actually show some of the guys come to the set. Like at the end, like they spend a good couple of minutes showing these actual soldiers coming to the set. And every soldier you see, none of them are made up. It was like they show you like, here's the actor, here is the actual like picture of the soldier. Most of their faces are blurred out, but they're real people. Like which I appreciated. Like again, it's done totally from the memory of Ray Mendoza and the other guys who came on the set to be like, yeah, but then this happened, like type of shit. So it's like we walked around this corner and this guy was here and this guy was here. So it's like unbelievably accurate to at least as they tell it. If you are into war films and stuff like that, it's worth your time. It is. But you're not getting some big, what does the war mean? It's just like, this is what the fuck is going on. That's it. Like it literally ends and they get away. Some of them get away and they ride off in tanks. And then you just see the guys who were attacking them just come back out in the neighborhood. Like, oh shit, is over? Like, that's it. That's how it fucking ends. Like, because it's just a day for them, right? Like, there's no bigger narrative. But lending Alex Garland's ability to shoot action. I mean, if you've seen Civil War, you know he can very, very well. Lending his style to that, it makes it feel very real. So Warfare, I would check it out if that's what if that kind of interests you. The other thing I watched that I cannot talk enough about is Dope Thief. I've been wanting to watch it. It's a limited series on Apple TV. It's only 8 episodes, about an hour each episode. It's fucking excellent. This is prestige television, right? I mean, of course it is. This one is starring Brian Tyree Henry and Wagner Moura. Both of those guys are so fucking good on this show. So the premise of this is Ray, played by Brian Tyree Henry, and Wagner Moura's character. I cannot remember his name.
Manny Cavallo.
Yeah, Manny. And the two of them are just kind of losers, right? Like just kind of general lowlives. And what they've decided in order to make money, but they've been friends since they were teenagers. What they've decided to do to make money is they drive around in a van, like a blacked out van, and they do reconnaissance on drug dealers, like low-level drug dealers, and then they pretend to be DEA agents. And then they bust them and steal all their money, which is fucking smart, right? Like they're pieces of shit, right? They're the Omar, right? Like in The Wire, like I just rob drug dealers, like that's just what they do, right? But they always do low-level guys because, as they say, like you want to, something to the effect of like, you don't want to nick a vein while you're trying to, like draw some blood, like or whatever their term is, right? Because you don't want to hit like a big drug dealer, then you got a big ass fucking problem, right? So they always pick like real low level shit, and they're pretty good at it. And so they do this job where they rob these guys, and they get away with it, but they need like a third person. Right, they need a third person to kind of be like, all right, you are a third DEA agent to kind of like watch our back a little bit, right? And so they make a very poor choice by bringing in this guy who's like that Ray knows that's newly out of jail, and he's like joins their crew. He joins their crew so that he can like be the third man. The problem is that he's kind of like not a trustworthy dude. And he's like, look, man, we're robbing people in Philly, right? This all takes place in Philadelphia. And so you'll especially like it because it all looks like shit. Okay. So you'd be like, I told you. Like, this is a dude I told you.
Documentary as far as I'm concerned.
It might as well be. There's some scenes like, is this as bad of a town as Baltimore? Because it seems worse. Clean your trash up, Philly. Get out of here. But so they've been robbing people in Philly, and he's like, look, you keep robbing in Philly, like you're going to get your head blown off type of shit, right? It's a city, but like the city ain't that big. Like people start talking and shit, right? Somebody's going to recognize you. And so he's like, look, and he's a white dude. And he's like, look, you just go just outside the city. Ain't nothing out there, baby, but meth and money. Like there's a bunch of meth labs. Like, why don't we rob these white people? That look like me because I look like a meth addict, frankly. And he's like, I know a house, right? Like he's like, I know this meth lab. We could just go in there and fucking rob these guys and like do this shit. So they're like, all right. They do some reconnaissance on it, and they're like, all right, bet. Like this looks good. They go to rob the place, right? This is all driving up to what the point of the story is, and they rob the place. And look, they don't kill people. Like that's just they're like Batman in this shit. Like they don't kill people. Occasionally, like they might have to hit somebody with a gun type of shit. Like they get them in line, but they don't kill people. And like they're very adamant about that. They go out to this house. They sneak into this meth lab, and the third dude that's with them, of course, he's fucking unstable. And they're like, they start robbing this one guy, and this woman walks in, and they're like, hey, freeze, we're DEA. And she's like, bullshit, you are. And she fucking draws on them. And the white dude that's with them shoots one of the guys in the back of the head, kills him immediately, one of these meth cooks. And so then she shoots the white dude. Brian Tyree Henry shoots her, hits her in the fucking neck. She goes down. Another guy walks in. The white guy who's with them is like dying, but he's not quite dead. He shoots and kills that guy. And so they grab the money. They find the money. They try to get the fuck out of there. And Brian Tyree Henry's character is like, don't shoot in the house because it's a meth lab. This place will go up like fucking like a torch. Like, this is the fuck you doing? Do not do that, right? Like, I cannot iterate this enough. So of course they start shooting, causes a fire to start, and they grab the money and they get the fuck out of there as the meth lab is fucking exploding in the background. And you're like, oh shit, like this is not good. And they got one of their walkie-talkies, but they left one of them behind, right? And as they're driving away, this voice is like, hey, I know what the fuck you did. You know, like, you sons of bitches, you stole from me and all this other stuff. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, and this guy is like, I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you and all this other shit. So that's the impetus. Like, you nicked the vein, so to speak. But there's another aspect to it that makes it really fucking interesting, which is at the end of the first episode, you see this woman wake up in the hospital, right? Because she didn't die. She got hit in the neck, but she didn't die. Cops are there. She wakes up in the hospital or whatever, but she can't speak. And so they give her a pad and they're like, oh, you know, this is a meth lab or whatever. And she's like, fuck you, cops, that type of shit. And at the very end of the episode, she goes, remember to keep my cover. She's a fucking cop. And so that's where it ends. So not only have they nicked the vein of some major drug dealer, but they also got themselves involved in some undercover cop shit. So now they are trying to basically run for their lives in Philly as this shit's going down. Nigga, it's good. Like, this is like, bro, I finished the show in like two days. It's got the same grit as like The Wire. Like, it feels like that. It's very.
I'm not surprised that you are really into the show, because the show was created by Peter Craig, one of the co-writers of The Batman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. No, it's really good. I mean, it's a bit of a mystery, right? Like, as things are revealed. But yeah, man, it's good. Like, I saw the concept of the show and I was like, all right, that sounds good. And I really like Brian Tyree Henry and I like Wagner Moura a lot. Like, they're two actors I think are really good. They have excellent fucking chemistry together. They're really, really fun to watch. Like, Brian Tyree Henry, even though the roles and the show is very serious, like, he can't help but say funny shit. Like, he just can't sometimes. So it's like, it could just be hilarious. Like, he'll deliver lines and I'm like, I'm going to laugh at that just because that shit is funny. But also, what's the name? Plays his mother, like his mother figure, Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway, and from Star Trek Voyager, and Ving Rhames plays his dad, which is interesting. He's in jail.
Oh snap! Ving Rhames.
Yeah. So he's in the last like number of episodes. He's not in it throughout, but yeah, it's got a really good cast. It's excellent. I highly recommend it. 8 episodes. You can get in and out in a couple of days, depending if you get really into it. But I think you would really like this. Like, yeah, it's well done. Really, really well done.
All right.
All right, and we both watched Predator, Killer of Killers. On a scale of this shit was amazing to this shit was amazing, what did you think of this?
Shit was pretty fucking amazing, man. Like, Predator, the Yautja for all you pedants out there. It's my favorite movie, Monster.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah,
it's a pretty good choice.
It's a dope looking creature. It's ugly, but it's cool at the same time, right? Like, it's got like dreads, which, you know, I mean, come on. And I like the design, but I also like the kind of, I hate to get Look, the lore of it, right? And I'm not like deep into Predator lore, right? But they are a race of people that have their own. They are a warrior race of people that have like their own rules and hierarchy and castes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of interesting. So, Predator, Killer of Killers is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who it's just always kind of wild to see Dan Trachtenberg like be this much of a success because he is, I used to watch the Totally Rad show, you know what I mean? And he always talked about like, trying to be a director. And he did it and he made it. And
quite successful, honestly.
Yeah, really. Like he's only got 4 features and 3 of them are Predator movies.
Whatever, bro. You nailing it so far.
Yeah, whatever. He directed the first episode of The Boys, the very first episode of The Boys.
Oh, is that him? I don't know.
Yeah, so he kind of helped set the tone for that entire series. He directed some episodes of, or he will direct an episode of Stranger Things and direct an episode of Black Mirror. So he's like a genre director, and he's very, very good at it.
Yeah, he is.
And he directed Prey, which was the shot in the arm that this franchise absolutely needed. Quite frankly, Prey is number 2 on the hierarchy of Predator movies, at least for me.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
like, easily, dude. If you put Prey under anything else besides Predator, you're insane. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And he, it's proof that like, he knows this franchise, and he knows he's got a good feel for it and how to tell certain stories. And look, these stories aren't like hyper complicated or anything like that, but they're entertaining enough to keep you for 90 minutes. And this movie, I thought this was a series, but it's a movie, and the movie is kind of told in 3 acts and an epilogue, where we see these different eras of people. We see these different people from different eras throughout time as they take on a predator. And the first one is in like of the Viking era, right? And the second one is in feudal Japan, and then the third one is in like World War II time in America. And the animation is excellent. If you like adult animation, and I mean like a lot of gore, like they don't skimp on it, right? And stuff like this.
That was my one argument, man. If they had really tried to make these violent, that would have been nice. Good,
right? Yeah, like it's like they're not messing around with the gore, which I can appreciate, especially because it's animated, man. Like who cares, right?
Yeah, go for it.
You can do stuff in animation that people will buy that they might not buy in live action. So I think this movie uses the medium to great effect, right? And it's after seeing Prey, everyone was like, man, what if there was a Predator? You could make 1 billion of these, right?
Yeah.
And just put the Predator in different situations. And he did it. He put the Predator in 3 different situations to see how humans would react to it in one movie. And I think this is actually smarter than doing a whole movie about the Predator in Scandinavia or doing a whole movie about the Predator in Japan, etc.
Yeah, because they would have gotten tired.
That would have Assassin's Creeded the franchise.
Yeah. As much as we all like viscerally were like, hell yeah, but like, yeah, you're right. Like ultimately, it would have done exactly that.
Yeah. So he gives you the best of both worlds. He gives you 3 shorts and an epilogue that tie all 3 of them together. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was great, man. I really, really dug it. Also, Michael Biehn is in it.
Yeah. No, that was a fun little cameo of sorts. Look, I really really enjoy this. I have it on my laptop right now. Just watching Mama Viking take on a predator underwater, which is fucking insane, by the way. Which is fun. I
Also, like again, he's using the predator like lore and logic, right, for these fights, right? Because predators see their prey through infrared and or through heat vision.
right.
And she falls into this icy water, and she realizes, like, that's why you never see predator movies set in the cold, right? Like they always they're in this hot ass jungle, or
Yeah.
they're in hot ass LA,
Yeah.
right? Like but they're essentially blind in colder climate. And that's just it's just smart, man. It's yeah, man. I dig it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah, no worries. Um, so I like the concept of all of this. I think it's really fun. I like the idea of putting them all together in one larger story. Because before you had texted me, you were like, "Hey," because I didn't remember when this came out. You're like, "Yeah, Killer Killers is out." I was like, "Oh shit, that's cool." You're like, "Yeah, it's 90 minutes." I'm like, "It's not a series." I just assumed that it was right, just because of how drastically different the things that you saw in the trailer were. My only question is, do the Predators have time travel powers or technology? I assume they do because there's a significant difference between Viking times and what I assume is like World War II. Um,
I would presume that that
I
space
mean,
time.
stasis.
I would assume that they put them all in suspended animation, and I
Okay.
would presume that space and time work differently
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I
in
guess.
outer space.
Yeah, I guess like cryostasis would work because we've definitely seen that in the Alien franchise. So why not? Why not here? It's all part of the same sort of general universe. Um, but yeah, I really really liked it. The feudal Japan stuff, like ironically, the feudal Japan one was my least favorite of the three.
Mm.
Um, which is not to say it was bad. It wasn't. It was actually very good. But it just of the three, it didn't hit for me as much as I thought it would.
It was exactly what you expected it to be, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Because you've gamed this out in your head too much.
right, right. It was exactly what you expected it to be, and while that is not a bad thing, it's not. It didn't surprise you.
Exactly. I did appreciate that the weapons of the predators changed over time, right? Like the weapon that the predator is using against the Viking is quite literally, like rudimentary, right? Like it's a like a sonic type weapon, but he's got to manually crank it, right? Like he's got to latch it himself, showing that it's an older or earlier version of their weapons, even though it's way more advanced than what the Vikings have by the alien standards. It's such an old tool. And then when you get to feudal Japan, I mean, he's got like a hook shot type of shit. He's got that spear that like impales you on the wall and splits open. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's not violent at all. And so I appreciated the weapons changes. And then by the time you get to the third one, they've got like a dope ass ship that does just unbelievably cool shit.
Also, what a great idea, right? Like a predator dogfight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
Like
not something we've seen before.
not
Just
something
never.
you've seen before. Like you've never seen those. Like once predators jump off the ship, you never see those ships again. Like that's fun, man. It's cool.
Yeah, so sometimes you don't even get that. You just get like a ship in space heading towards Earth, and it was like that's it. Like that's as much as you need to know, which I appreciated. Look, the one thing about this, like I'm looking at the feudal Japan scene very specifically, is when the brother is running away from the predator and he's on the rooftops and he's running and he throws the red mist down and then jumps and turns backwards to throw the daggers. That just looked fucking dope. I was like, thank you. This is exactly what I expected, and it looked as awesome as I wanted it to look. Like it just looked very cool. And then you get the brothers fighting alongside each other and shit like that, which I'm a huge fan of. And then the pilot episode was really fun. I mean, just the ship was fucking dope. And then, like you said, the epilogue of them actually going to the planet, which is definitely not something we've seen before.
Not yet,
And
anyway.
what's that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know, he's doing Predator Badlands. I don't know much about it yet, but yeah.
That'll be interesting because, are the Predators kind of like the Joker? Do they work better with a larger amount of ignorance? Right? Like, that remains to be seen. I don't know. Like, it's not like you get to see like the full society and everything else. You're basically just seeing like the Colosseum, right? You have no idea how they function as people, or as a race. But I'm just wondering, does having that mystery make the alien that much better? Or
I think if you, it's all on how you do it, right? It's all on how you do it. That the Predator movie before Prey, the one with Keegan Michael Key and Olivia Munn and I forget who stars in it. The one that had a Predator Iron Man suit at the end because like, what the fuck are we doing?
That was the Predator.
That was the worst. And
I like that movie just because it's silly.
And that movie, they tried to over-explain things that don't need explanations, right? Like, they tried to explain why the Predator has dreads, right? Like, who cares? Right? Like, nobody thinks about, like, that would be like, why do you have a beard? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
it doesn't matter. Face. Duh. Anyway, moving on.
It doesn't matter, right? Like, but there is a whole like I said, a society and a caste system, and like they cast out like weaklings. Like they are the epitome of, survival of the fittest, and the strong, only the strong survive, right? Like that stuff can be interesting. Not like, why does he got dread? Why does he lock his hair, bro? Like, who cares?
Who cares?
It's like with Solo. Like, why does he got the dice? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Like, these facts are completely irrelevant.
Right. That's cool trivia, stuff, bro.
Right. Exactly. Like, just get on the ship. Like, nobody gives a shit. But yeah, I'm interested in, like, okay, so at the end of this, spoilers, the Viking lady, she jumps off to save everybody else, which is dope. It was a dope sacrifice and all that. But she doesn't die, right? Like, the Predator's like, nah, we got you, right? They don't kill her. Like, is there going to be a sequel? Because like all the Predator ships go after the Japanese dude and the pilot dude. Like, how are they going to survive that? I have no idea. That would be amazing. But is there going to be a direct sequel to this? I wonder.
I don't know. I would love it, but I don't need it. Right? Like, I think it ended. Great. I think if there is a sequel, I get the feeling that we might be overthinking it.
Sure.
Like, because then you open up things like, okay, well, are they going to make it back to Earth? Like, it's already a little far-fetched that this World War II pilot knows how to pilot an alien ship, right? Like, you're going to be able to navigate that back to Earth? What time period would it be at
Right,
Earth?
and what time exactly? Like, where the fuck is that Viking lady gonna go? Like, it's 1985 now. Like,
right, like, is this shit going to turn into Bill and Ted all of a sudden? Like, I think this movie ended the way it ended, and it was fine the way it ended. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't be mad at that. Or if you decide to do, quote unquote, a Killer of Killers Part 2, it's just a completely different story, right? And I like, one of my favorite things about the Predator franchise is that they just have the possibility, like, you lose. Like, you lost. The Predator won, and that's the end of the story. They're better than us.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's cool.
And you need that, right? You need that to keep to keep people on their toes. You know what I mean? And there's not like one monster that just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. You know what I mean? Like it just,
no. These people
I don't know.
No, these people just really enjoy killing. That's just a thing they're into. So yeah, I'm here for it. I thought it was really fun. If you haven't watched Predator, Killer of Killers, do yourself a favor. Like I feel like if you're watching this show, I would be shocked.
You probably already seen it.
Yeah, even twice. So yeah, so far so good. Dan Trachtenberg, he's hitting it out of the park, no doubt. All right, let's get into topics.
All right, you might have to help me out because I keep coughing. A new vision for Incredibles 3 as Peter Sohn takes the director's chair. Brad Bird remains on board as a screenwriter. Anticipation is growing as the next installment is of the beloved superhero family's journey comes into focus. This marks a notable change in creative direction as the film was originally unveiled at D23 2024 with series creator Brad Bird at the helm. Although Brad Bird won't be directing The Incredibles 3, he remains closely connected to the project as a screenwriter, continuing his creative influence on the acclaimed fan favorite series. Bird's choice to step back from directing may stem from his current focus on Ray Gun, an upcoming feature he's leading at Skydance Animation.
Okay, that's not about that bad Australian dance.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let me see what Peter Sohn has directed.
Elemental. That was his last one.
Okay, and everyone says that movie is really good, right?
It's fucking excellent. It is. It's excellent. It is a great Pixar story about immigrant families. That's what it's about. Like, and sort of the Romeo Juliet kind of thing, right? Immigrant family, yeah, stick with your own kind. And then like she meets a guy who's a different element. She's a fire element. She meets a water element. Surely they cannot be together, right? Fire, water, that sort of thing. And the entire world is made up of those 4 elements: fire, water, earth, and wind elements, right? And the fire elements are seen as just kind of like, they're always seen as like the foreigners, right? They're like from a foreign land. They have a different name or a different way of speaking and everything else. And then the big city has everybody in it. And so her parents moved there and they eventually have her. And the remember we did that movie, I can't remember the name of it now, on Black and Black Cinema. It was about the black sommelier, that guy.
Yeah.
He does the voice, that actor does the voice for the guy, and I forget who who does the voice for the woman in that. But Elemental's very, very good. That was the movie that fucking dumb, hateful nerds were like, this movie's gonna fucking fail and it's not gonna make any money and all this other stuff. Look how terrible it is. And then like it had a slightly sluggish like first weekend, and then kids saw it and fucking loved it and it took off. And they were like, then they got quiet and didn't say anything else about it. Like,
oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, like it's a very, very good movie. My daughter loves that movie. I think it's honestly one of Pixar's best in the last number of years. It's really, really quite good. The reason why it kind of didn't get as much press, I think, as the article mentions, it was going up against Spider-Man. Like,
oh well, come on now.
That's a really hard. Like going up against the second Spider-Man movie is pretty difficult for an animated movie. But no, I think it made like 600 million, like overall or something. Which I'm kind of done with the whole box office conversations. But yeah, it was not. It was very much a success. So yeah, he's a good storyteller, and I think if I recall interviews with him, it's loosely based on his own story, right? Like so, he's I think he's like Korean, I want to say, or something like that. And so he was just kind of telling the immigrant story through this. So the dude knows how to fashion in a real world story into a fun animated movie. Look, I like The Incredibles, but I also feel like I feel like it's a wasted franchise. Like, I feel like it should have been doing so much more. And I think maybe I feel that way because there's such a massive hiatus between the first one and the second one. Like it took them so long to get that second one off the ground. And then it felt like they just did the same story with the different parent. Like I was like, okay, this is kind of similar of a story. I hope the third one is like bring them all together and let them be a superhero family. Like that's what I want to see. Since the first one.
Yeah, we used to watch The Incredibles a lot in this house, and so I have a pretty firm grasp on the first one. The second one I don't remember liking as much, but I know it's kind of like you said, it kind of centered Elastigirl, which is fine.
Yeah, of course.
But I think maybe it's just because I've seen the first one so many times that it's kind of drilled into me that like this is the really, really good one. But
the second one's good. Second one is good.
Yeah, it is. I'm not knocking it.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, I need more team stuff. They broke the family apart. And they essentially broke the family apart to bring them back together again. I kind of need more of the family being together.
Yeah. Like just why do we keep doing that? It's really
and you do it because like you do it, but you're supposed to do it like to break them off in groups, right? So to have interesting dynamics between the different groups while they come together. Like I get why they do it, but I'm gonna need a little more of that like family dynamic to like be at the forefront.
I mean, we were promised that when the first one came out, right? Like that, like one of those big end shots in the sort of the last third of that movie was like the whole family together. It was like, oh shit, there it is. Like they're all doing it. And then that didn't materialize. And that was really weird. I just, I knew it was a number of years. I didn't realize how long it was between the first and second one. It was 14 years.
Damn, I didn't know it was that long.
Right.
I thought it was like 7.
Right. That's what I thought. Right. Incredibles came out in 2004. Incredibles 2 was 2018.
Damn.
Right. Like, that's fucking nuts. Yeah, that's like, come on, man.
It was
like,
wild as Incredibles 2 picks up directly the minute Incredibles
right.
1
It's really weird. Like, it's super strange. So, yeah, I'm excited for a third movie. I just hope, and I don't, honestly, I don't know why it took so long. It's not like Incredibles 1 wasn't a massive success. I mean, to its credit, like, the first movie made, like, it did $600 million in theaters. And here's how you know people really died for that second movie. The second movie made $1 billion in profit. I mean, Jesus Christ. Right? It had a $200 million budget and made $1.2 billion. So, like, clearly people like the franchise. I like it. So, like, fucking chop. If, like, all right, you got Peter Son, great. Get these movies. I would love a Frozone. I'd like to see his whole family. I think that would be kind of dope, right? Like, surely, like, we know he has a wife. Do they have kids? Do they have Frozone powers? Like, that would be fun. Why the fuck not? Yeah. That actually would be kind of dope if part 3 isn't just the family coming out as a superhero team, but they team up. Like, you kind of play up the adults, like, your kids play together, you're best friends, Frozone and Mr. Incredible are best friends, and he's obviously close to, Elastigirl and all that. And then, like, their families are close, and so then they do superhero heroics all together. Like, that would be kind of fun. So go for it. Do that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they like go like a Spy Kids route, right? And like the parents are in trouble, and depending on how how you get the kids to come together. Like, let's say Frozone does have like kids or whatever, and you get more kids kind of involved. You essentially get the Future Foundation to come and save.
I'm not mad at that.
Incredibles.
Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of that in Incredibles 2. Like, the parents were hypnotized or whatever, and the kids had to come and save everybody, and that was kind of fun. But yeah, I like the idea of expanding it out to like potentially these fictional Frozone kids. That would be kind of fun. I'm down for that. Just whatever. Just don't let it take 14 years. Okay, like that's fucking insane. So, yeah, but all right, cool. I like those. I like those movies. They're fun. All right, next up.
Next up, DC Studios co-chair James Gunn has officially confirmed a new Wonder Woman movie is indeed in the works. It will be a standalone project separate from the previously announced Paradise Lost series on HBO Max. He is quoted as saying, Wonder Woman's a separate thing, slow moving, but it's moving. We're working on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's being written right now. So probably expect Wonder Woman in about 2 to 3 years.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Gunn is also quoted as saying, I think that's accurate. I think that he got that. Well, okay. Discovery CEO David Zaslav, who had identified Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and Wonder Woman as the 4 foundational pillars of the new DCU, Gunn corroborated this vision, noting that that's accurate, actually. I think that he got that from something I said. Right now, I feel great about where 2 of those characters are, and we're definitely dealing with the other 2.
Interesting. So he's making it, instead of doing a trinity, he's giving men and women equal stake in the foundation of the universe.
I mean, what a beta cuck, right? Is that we still calling reasonable human beings beta cucks?
Look at this guy respecting human beings. What an asshole! Yeah. Giving everybody a chance. No, I love this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Look, I mean, I'm fine with the Trinity as well, but I think it's dope to be like, you know what? 2 men, 2 women. All right, like here the fucking pillars of the universe. Okay, I mean it's fine by me. I mean on the Marvel side, it's just 3 dudes. Like for a long time, that's just what it was.
Yeah.
As the core of it. So yeah, I'm fine with this. This works for me. James Gunn thinks he's fucking slick. Okay, let me just compare this story with a other report that came out a couple weeks ago that maybe we didn't. I don't know if we talked about it or not. James Gunn is said to be writing another DCU project. I think James Gunn is writing Wonder Woman. Nigga, you not slick. Okay, like because that's the one character. When anybody, oh, what are you doing? Well, we got Superman. We're working on Batman. What about Wonder Woman? We're working on Batman. Like he would never say anything. And everyone, I always thought that maybe he was scared about the like weirdly offending Gal Gadot or whatever. Clearly, I think people are kind of over her being that character. I guess they've had enough, champagne to.
I mean, once they finally, right, like I get it, right, but like it was the first, and I get it, get it, but like now that you're off of that high,
fast.
Right, now that you're off of that, now that you come down from that high, because I remember seeing Wonder Woman in the theater, and this white woman was next to me. I mean, she was like on the edge of her seat, like. Right,
yeah,
like and I get it. I'm
not mad at you.
100% get it. Yeah, because that first movie was dope. Yeah. But I mean,
look at us when Black Panther came out. We're fucking hyped.
Same thing.
I am not mad at you.
But
it could be better.
Champagne to fill the Nile. Gal, no. All right.
Gal, no. Okay. So it's not the character I have a problem with. It's that performance. So I am more than fine with this sort of foundational pillars. But I think Gunn is writing this, and I think that was his apprehension about letting that slip. I think if I had to take a guess, that's what I think this is. And also saying, it's being written right now. He always tells you who's writing the stories. He always tells you. And the fact that he's not mentioning who the author is and nobody knows who the writer is for this, my guess is him. I don't think he would direct it, but I do think that he would. I mean, maybe he would. I don't know. Or he may feel it's necessary to have a woman direct that, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think he would direct it either.
No.
And I don't need him to direct it because I don't want all these movies to look the same.
Right. I don't want a single.
I want a different vision for these movies, right? Like we'll talk about the Superman trailer in a bit, but I'm seeing James Gunn in that movie, right? Like you go back and you look at some of the Guardians movies, particularly that third Guardians movie, and I see James Gunn in this Superman. And which is fine. I'm not complaining. I don't want every movie to look and feel the same.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you can tell he was working on the flying techniques in Guardians 3. He seems to have perfected them in Superman. Like that part, you're like, oh, okay. Like he's figured out like what worked and what didn't quite work. Got it. All right, bet. Yeah, so if he's working on Wonder Woman or whoever's working on it, again, you heard it here first. I think he is writing it. That's fine. That's totally fine. And I'm glad that this is separate than the Paradise Lost thing because I don't want I don't want Batman and Superman to get a movie and then Wonder Woman gets a series. I think that would fucking be bullshit. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. So, finally,
I don't mind the pillars. I would have chosen a different hero other than Supergirl.
Just for the sameness of Superman.
Yeah, just because it's and I know they're two very different characters and all that, but they have similar power sets, similar, a similar look. Right, I would have chosen a Green Lantern, and if you want to keep if you want to keep the 2 men, 2 women thing going, like you could pick Jessica Cruz, right? Like she's a Green Lantern. She's a very interesting Green Lantern in that she is like she's she has like PTSD and she is like damn near agoraphobic, and she's like she really has to master her fear in order to become a Green Lantern.
Oh, okay. And, I'm not familiar with her background as a character at all.
Yeah, she's a pretty good character. But she's often teamed up with Simon Baz, the Green Lantern with the Glock.
Yeah. he keeps a blicky on him. Yeah. That's ridiculous. But whatever. Green Lanterns are ridiculous. It's fine. That's the fun of those characters. Speaking of that, I can't wait to see what kind of trailer they put out for those guys. That should be a lot of fun.
Look, I'm gonna be on it.
That woman voiced Jessica Cruz, Jessica Cruz in the in some animated thing. I like her. She's from Orange Is the New Black. She's super fun. WWE superstar Jade Cargill to make acting debut opposite Jonathan Majors in action thriller True Threat. Look, I'm only putting this up here because one, Jade Cargill making her acting debut is funny to me. Okay, best of luck. Also, did Jonathan Majors do something to deserve this? Because that, I'm sorry. Oh, look, I don't know if this movie's going to be good, but it's not going to be good. This is produced by Alexis Garcia. Isn't that The Rock's?
No, that's Danny Garcia, I think.
Oh, okay. Alexis Garcia's Cat 5. I guess that's a production company.
No, it's
with
cable.
Charlotte. Yeah, this is a Cat 5 cable, right? With Charlemagne the God. Okay. Under the new banner Southland Stories. Okay. Now, Jonathan Majors is obviously attached to this. He's going to be the lead, I assume. Can I read the log line for this?
Oh, please do.
Oh, shit. True Threat follows Special Forces operative Vernon Threat.
Yo, come on.
Yeah, Vernon Threat is awesome. That might go down as one of the great action movie names.
Oh,
was it Tyler Rake?
Tyler Rake.
Yeah,
Vernon Threat.
Vernon as you do, who returns home seeking justice after his teenage son is murdered by Harlem's Apollo Kids gang. Threat infiltrates the Carter, a 20-story project building controlled by the gang, and fights his way floor to floor and boss to boss towards a confrontation with its leader and his former mentor, Shallow. Cargill will play Mika, a key lieutenant in the Apollo Kids, and one of the film's central antagonists.
All right, yeah, thank you. Okay, fine. Okay. She's playing a bad guy. All right, she did her best work as a heel, right?
Okay,
and as a heel, she's very like
tolerable.
She embraces it, right?
Okay,
Like, so if she can channel some of that and just be like a real asshole, then I will give this. Look, I'm gonna watch this. I don't expect this.
Of course.
I don't expect this movie to be like,
This ain't
as it's right. Right. I know exactly what I'm getting into. And is from one of the producers of John Wick. So I'm hoping that they have some decent action scenes. Yeah. I'll watch it.
Sure. I think this is probably going to be incredibly entertaining. Look, it is directed by Gerard McMurray, who did the first Purge. Look, I like that movie. That movie's fun.
Oh, with Elon Noel or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that movie, man. All right,
yeah, it looks fun.
Look, shit. Look at me judging a book by its cover. All right.
Yeah,
I've turned around on it.
He did that in Burning Sands, which was another movie we did on Black and White.
I like that movie too.
Yeah, the fraternity movie. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It's not an action movie, but it was a good movie. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm all in. I'm all in.
I'm in. Look, this is what this is probably what's best for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has honed herself or honed her look. She's got a striking look. She cuts an awesome silhouette, right?
To say the least.
And I think she could pull off an antagonizing role. And she seems like a cool person.
She certainly comes off as physically intimidating. Like,
yes, absolutely.
She does.
Absolutely. What I don't want to see is wrestling moves in this movie. Wrestlers have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna.
And what the one thing that I do not want to see, which I know is coming, is as soon as people see Jade Cargill in a movie, they're gonna be like, Storm. And look, she's a huge Storm fan, right? You can see her cosplay as Storm. Look, man, I respect it, but like, Storm is too important to just be handing it out to anybody. Like,
an actress, not a wrestler.
Yeah, man.
I know what people say. Well, in this, she's knock it off. Knock it off. Okay? Knock it off. I think Jade Cargill is gorgeous. I'm looking at images right now. Amazing.
She is beautiful, and she's down to earth from the people that I know that have met her. She's super cool, right? She's got enough range to be a dickhead and be nice, right? Yeah, but like, Storm has gravitas. Storm is too important to too many people for it just to be like, yeah, you look like Storm, so you got it.
Yeah, remember what happened the last time they put somebody in who did not have the gravitas for that role? Y'all damn near ran that poor girl right out of town. Get out of here.
Right. Nigga, Oscar winner Halle Berry couldn't pull off Storm. Okay? Like, what are we doing, yo?
Look, number one thing that will get your card pulled, in my opinion, is just picking people who look like somebody who can't act as your fan cast, right? I know I'm sure someone will go, well, you guys thought that Hunter Schafer, she'd be a pretty good Zelda. You were talking about that. I'm like, but she's an actress. And by all accounts, a very good one. Jay Cargill.
She's in an HBO show, bro.
Right. Like she's an actress. Like, if you look the role and you can act, that's a bonus. Like, you're winning on both ends. But just because you look like the character doesn't mean that you can be the character. There's like, please stop fan casting like that. Like, if you're just going on looks alone, that's fine. But you went in an actual movie. I remember people were like, Scott Adkins could be Batman. I'm like, Scott Adkins is not that great of an actor. Like, what happens when it's all the talky parts? Like,
right.
Like, come on, guys. Like, and that's no disrespect to him.
There's no disrespect to him. And look, that's no disrespect to you people who like are fan cat. Look, we used to do it all the time. We used to do it all the time. We kind of still do sometimes, right?
Yeah, of course.
But like I remember being on the Gina Carano should be Wonder Woman train.
100%. 100%.
She looks like her, and she was in a movie once. And then I saw Haywire.
I was like, nah.
And I was like, what? What is this?
Look, I am a man. I'm a man of science. When presented with new evidence, I am willing to change my mind. When I saw Gina Carano act, I was willing to change my mind. Okay, so I'm good. Thanks on that. And then like, I don't need Wonder Woman being out here like, the Holocaust is pretty much what happens when conservatives say something. It's like, okay, you can't be Wonder Woman. Like, you can't even be on Star Wars. Get the fuck out of here, you dummy. So no, look. This is going to be a fun movie. It will be ridiculous. This just sounds like a low-budget version of The Raid and or Dread, which is fine. Look, Jonathan Majors is not just climbing these 20 floors to beat the bad guy. He is trying to literally climb out of the basement to get back to his career. Okay, that's what Jonathan Majors is doing. Yeah, got him. Perfect. So if this is an analogy for my man trying to make it back, I get it. Go watch Magazine Dreams. That guy can still act.
You should. Yeah.
Very good. And I know everybody said, "Oh, gotta give him a chance." All y'all yelling how he's innocent. Did y'all see Magazine Dreams or nah? Funny that when it came to the opportunity to support him, where were you? Right, not available.
Nigga, Jay Cargill with this shortcut is just doing it, Nick, for me.
Bro, before she even had blonde hair. Oh my God. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the images I'm looking at, man.
You don't
like,
even
all right,
out of your hair.
This is my 90s fantasy come true, yo.
Yeah. Like, what's the thing what's that meme? Is the guy like they put like it's like a the people just replace the background. It's just that black dude like, I want to abandon all things and financially invest in this. Like, I want to be financially reckless with this. Like, she's amazing. Now, I'm into it. She's got too much muscle. Good. She looks great. It doesn't bother me at all. Pick me up.
Yeah. Go ahead, be scared. I ain't scared.
I'll be fine. And you know what? Maybe I won't, and that's also fine. Who cares?
Yeah. I would like to try.
Bruise his heel. By the way, I forgot to mention at the top of the show, I watched a number of episodes of Shane Gillis's sitcom, or not sitcom, but I guess it is kind of a sitcom, Tires on Netflix. Have you watched any of that?
No.
It's pretty funny, actually. Like, it's crass as fuck. He is doing his best Jerry Seinfeld he cannot stop smiling. Like, you could clearly tell, like, he can't keep it down, right? But he's having a blast. It's just like a kind of a one camera shot show where they work in like kind of like a Jiffy Lube type place. And he's got kind of his buddy who is also like kind of his incompetent goofball boss. And the company is failing. And it's just an opportunity of like all of the characters are kind of his comedian friends, right? Like, like Stavros is on that show. Like there's a number of comedians you see kind of come through smaller and larger roles. It's funny, like it's crass. It's a very crass, like kind of 90s brutal. I don't give a fuck comedy. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's perfect. Like turn it on while you're working type of shit. Like you just like this is pretty good, and then you just keep working, right? But that Tires is pretty funny. The second season just came out. I do know that. All right, next up from there, Warner Brothers officially split into two companies, doing what we said they should have done a long time ago. Actually, they should have stayed split. Zaslav will be splitting the company along with Warner Brothers Discovery Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Windefels. And so Zaslav will be the president and CEO of one of the companies known as Streaming and Studios. This new entity will be comprised of DC Studios, HBO Max, HBO, Warner Brothers Motion Pictures Group, Warner Brothers Television, and Warner Brothers Games. It will also include Warner Brothers Discovery full film and TV library. Windefels will be the president and CEO of the other company called Global Networks, which, as Warner Brothers Discovery explained in their press release, will include premier entertainment, sports, and news television brands around the world, including CNN, TNT Sports in the U.S., and Discovery, top free-to-air channels across Europe, and digital products such as the profitable Discovery Plus streaming service and Bleacher Report. So this won't officially take place until mid-2026. Okay.
All right. Apparently everyone else in the world can run a movie studio or a major conglomerate, because I think all of us said that, these two entities should not merge together, because like now it's just a media potluck. Yeah. And, nobody likes potlucks. Like you just everything about this was just like a mess. And
I'm amazed he still has his job.
Yeah, because like our CEOs, the ones that like are the first on the chopping block.
Yeah.
And with a massive backtrack like this, you would think that like that dude's job would be on the line, but hey, I guess not.
Very weird.
What does this mean for my entertainment, right? Like, can I log into HBO Max and not have, my 1,000-pound neighbor's dog or whatever show up on the damn app?
Yeah.
Like, can I have everything curated?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Like, I mean, obviously the split, like does he have to be the CEO of the one that I like? He sucks. I don't know about Windefels. I don't know if he's any good. But I mean, yeah, I don't give a shit about anything else outside of the streaming and studio side. I don't watch sports. I don't watch CNN. I don't live in Europe. Like, I don't watch anything on Discovery. No thanks. And I don't really know what the Bleacher Report is. Is that also sports? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty famous site for sports. They have like different subsects. It's Bleacher Report is known.
Okay.
I'm looking at the top 10 series for today under the Max app.
Oh boy.
Number 1, 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Hell yeah, that's my favorite one. Well, I like 1,500-pound sisters, but this.
Number 2, and just like that.
Oh, you're muted.
And just like that is number 2, and I presume that is the Sex and the City revival. The Mortician.
My wife and I watched that.
Fatal Destination.
Is that like
Jessica Biel?
Is this like a fake Final Destination?
Final Destination 4 is the fake Final Destination. 1,000-Pound Roomies. There's 2,000 pounds of people on the top 10 series today.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones. I like those.
And it is above The Last of Us. So more people are much more interested.
Well, there's much more to watch.
Oh my god. Duster. I forgot about that show.
I started watching that. I only got like 10 minutes into it. I'm gonna actually try to watch that this weekend.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try to watch this.
The black girl from the black girl in that, or the black woman in that, she's from Baltimore. Her character.
Does she sound like she's from Baltimore?
No, because it's like the 70s. They're not leaning into the accent. Should.
You should. It's an accent that everybody makes fun of, but everybody loves hearing.
Yeah, well, it's bad.
What's the matter with you? What's wrong with you?
There are other letters there. Yeah, I'm fine with this split, I guess. Will it change how I watch, HBO or the shows? I don't know. Are they splitting? There's a Discovery Plus streaming service. Are they moving all of the things out of HBO Max? I don't know. It would seem to me, considering that those things are not in this group of things listed under streaming and studios, that they would. Although it does say it does include Warner Brother Discovery's full film and television library. So I don't know. Why do you even have a Discovery Plus streaming service? I don't even understand that.
I mean, everybody's got a streaming service, right? And
right, but don't you have two? That's like, that would be redundant.
Sometimes if you have cable, they give you access to the streaming side of it for free, right? So we pay $10 for cable, and we get HBO. $10 for HBO on cable, and we get HBO Max with it.
I see.
So it might be one of those things. Because, you can only watch certain things on the streaming service that you can't. That will eventually, like everything that's like, hey, it's a Max original, it eventually ends up on HBO, cable.
Yeah. Discovery Plus offers 2 subscription plans: ad supported for $5.99 and ad free for $9.99.
Too much. Way too much. Who's watching? The Discovery is what you watch when you want to go to sleep. And you're not quite ready to go to sleep, so you turn it on, and then you end up falling asleep to like House Hunters or some shit.
Yeah, the Property Brothers, which my wife and I were watching the other night. I'm like,
the reason I know House Hunters is because we watched that shit.
Yeah, like, I sharpen pencils for a living, and my wife stares at walls for a living. Our budget is $7 million. Like,
right?
Like, how do they have so much money? Yeah, I watched a Property Brothers one where they're like working with celebrities. And it's like Brad Pitt wants to fix up his friend's house. I'm like, well, fucking bully for her. Like, what's the budget?
Celebrity IOU. Yeah, watch all that dumb shit.
It's so fucking stupid. It's like, what's your budget? I'm Brad Pitt. There is no budget. Well, fair enough.
What did I make on F1?
Right,
that's my budget.
That's my budget. Who gives a shit? I'm incredibly wealthy. Property Brothers. Yeah. So there you go. Warner Brothers is splitting up. What does that mean for us? We have no fucking idea, and neither do you. So again, our suggestion has long been 2 big buttons when you open HBO Max: good stuff, trash, and then just say remember this choice, and then just move into the other stuff. All right. What the fuck? Brought to you by JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
Oh, I did not. Thank you for coming through. I did not know that he did it. A healer treats sick people with pit viper bites. No, I'm gonna just be sick. You hear my voice? I got bronchitis. If you told me that I can get rid of this bronchitis with a pit viper bite, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna keep this bronchitis.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't believe in science. Like, what's wrong with you? You could be living it up.
For years, Rosalio Cullet, a self-described healer, has been treating the sick by allowing them to be bitten by venomous pit vipers. Cullet, also known as this other name from the tribe that he's from, is a controversial healer who uses viper venom to treat various ailments. He claims that he only discovered the curative properties of snake venom by accident after being bitten by one of his pet vipers many years ago. At
Vietnam.
the time, the Philippines.
Damn it.
At the time, he was battling several illnesses, but just days after being bitten by the snake, he felt a lot better. So he deduced.
Because he forgot. He went into shock. The fuck?
So, he deduced that the bite had cured him because obviously correlation is causation. It's not. He has been preaching the benefits of the North Philippine temple pit viper venom ever since, and has made a name for himself as a snake healer. This man is literally a snake oil salesman.
Why the fuck would you sign up for this?
You can the snake oil only works when you get it from the tap.
Yeah, no, you got to fucking hold your arm out there. It's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Fucking, how do you feel? I don't even remember that my arm was broken. Yeah, it's weird.
The guy's daughter told the news that this is a safe snake whose venom isn't deadly and doesn't cause the flesh around the bite to rot.
Oh, good. That's good. That's good.
That's because the snake venom's primarily a neurotoxin.
Are we sure that the daughter is actually alive, or was the daughter dead the whole time?
I gotta tell you, that would be the last straw for me. That's why it's named that, folks. That's why it's named that.
Oh God, fuck him. Very specifically. Yeah. Okay. No, you're not. Look, I'll eat a lot of weird things. I'll try plenty of things. But no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let a snake bite me. That feels like a bad idea.
There were two incidences with snakes. One was when we went to Florida, and we were vacationing in Miami, and we went to this like nature thing. I don't know, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come up and hold the python or whatever?" And I looked at my wife. I'm like, "You want to do it?" Hoping that she would say no. And of course she was like, "Yeah." Like, and so there's a picture of us.
That's your fault.
Right. It is my fault. So there's a picture of us like standing side by side, holding a gigantic snake. And you could just tell the look on my face is just like, I don't want to fucking be here. And then, it's just like, it's like take this fucking picture, please, and get this fucking thing off.
Yeah, no thanks.
And then the only other time was a garden snake got into I don't have a basement, so everything is on the ground floor. So a garden snake got into my house, in my hot water heater closet, and we had traps there, and there was a mouse on the trap, and the snake was trying to get the mouse, and the snake got itself trapped on the trap, but it was still moving, trying to it's like like it's right there. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was like torture for that guy, man.
And then you bash both of them with a baseball bat and throw it out.
And then I got one of those like trash picker upper things, right? I don't know what you call them. And I was scared to death, and I took that fucking thing, and I ran out like holding it like this and shit, because like I didn't want that thing to get near me, man.
No, I'm not a snake guy.
Nah, you, and Indiana Jones, man. That's what we got in common. I don't really fuck with
No, I
snakes.
don't fuck with snakes like that. No. Yeah. No, I'm good. Like it's a cure all. Agree to disagree. I don't think so. Like, no, that's not what snakes are there for. That's not it at all. Um, Woman attends funeral for 2 years hoping to catch Undertaker's eye. You're fucking insane. After falling for a local undertaker, a woman spent 2 years attending funerals in her community in hopes of catching the man's eye.
Death Valley. That's where Mark Calloway is from, guys. The Undertaker.
This is in fact in Brazil. She surprised a lot of people. Or excuse me, Daniela Signor and Apollo Scariot surprised a lot of people when they arrived at their wedding venue in a funeral hearse. But to those who knew the unusual love story, the choice made perfect sense. Daniela first laid eyes on Apollo in early of 2023 while attending a funeral service of a deceased relative, and immediately she knew she had to do everything she could to draw his attention. He was the funeral director and seemed to be focused on his job too much to notice her, but she didn't let that discourage her. Every 3 months or so, she would attend funerals in the community just to see Apollo and hopefully get seen by him. It took a while, but the strategy actually worked. 33-year-old Daniela hailed from a small town, not a lot of social interactions, I would imagine, that she decided to do this. So yeah, she used that in order to try to win this guy over. Quote, I used to think I'll give the family a hug just so I can see him, but he wasn't always there. He had no idea. I only told him later when we finally started talking. Then he was like, wait, how did I never notice you before? He was always so focused on work. I was like, hey, you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, you're a stalker, bro.
Yeah, like
what are we doing?
No,
Hey,
I don't
I
find
used
that
to
cute at all.
stalk your job in hopes that I'd catch a glimpse of you. Did you notice me? The fuck?
Notice me, senpai. Notice me. Like, no. By the way, this is how you know life is different. If a guy did this to a woman, they would lock this nigga up. Okay? They would lock him up immediately. This woman got married. Like, this is a lovely occasion. Guys will just like, we will sidestep a lot of red flags. Oh, you were stalking me? At funerals for people you didn't know? I mean,
that's how much guys really want pussy.
you trying to go out?
Like, they just like they don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah. Like, was the Seinfeld joke like men don't care about what women do for a living? No. What do you do? What do you work at? Like a meat packing place? You just lop the heads off the cows like right there? That's crazy.
Whatever.
Anyway, you want to go out? Like, we just don't give a fuck. You going out on a date with this woman? Or you start dating this woman and she's like, hey, I came to your engineering job every day, for the last 2 years, or, once every 3 months, I just showed up at the place I knew you were eating lunch just to look at you. How fine is she?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's really. Like, how good looking is she? Like,
right. It depends on what she looked like.
I mean, I'm looking at the images. I'm like,
all right,
maybe I look past it. But that's just crazy. But yeah, she was practically doing the Will Ferrell thing from like Party Crashers, like just crashing funerals trying to get laid. That's well. Again, they would lock a nigga up for this. They would put you all the way under the jail for this behavior. But no, this guy was like, hell yeah, that's his lady. Right. Get the fuck out of here. Trailers. Spaceballs 2. Out of nowhere. I did not know this was being made. Look, this is a funny trailer announcement. It's very, very good.
Yeah, it's very Mel Brooks. I am excited for Spaceballs is a great movie. Um, I really, it's super funny, and my only issue is that I don't know if this type of comedy is very much an acquired taste,
It is,
and
especially in this era.
yeah, where people take things way, way, way too serious. Um, I don't know. I'm probably going to see that Naked Gun movie when it comes out
Mm.
uh,
Okay.
because I like goofy shit like this. Um, and we'll see how that plays. I wasn't a huge fan of History of the World Part Two.
I thought it was okay.
Um, yeah, I thought it was just okay, and I thought it was going to be more. And I think that maybe I am kind of aging out of this type of humor
Yeah.
because when did Spaceballs come out?
2027.
Spaceballs?
Oh, the original. I'm sorry. The new one. The new one's coming out 2027.
Yeah,
The original. I want to say like maybe 80. I would say probably late 80s. 80s.
yeah. When I was a child,
Yeah.
right, and I found
87.
that stuff. Yeah, I was 7, and that stuff was funny to me because it was silly. You know,
Yeah.
it was spoofing Star Wars. Uh, also, like, like not for nothing. Like, I'm not trying to wish this on anybody, okay? But like, Mel Brooks is 98 years old, guys.
Is he going to be around when this comes out?
I hope he is. I really hope he is.
How is
I
he still
really
working?
hope he is.
How is he still working? How? It's amazing.
Yeah.
But look. There, the talk is officially Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis are returning, which is awesome. Um, I'm very interested to see how they do this. Josh Gad is in this. Look, this was a very funny. This is a very funny announcement because they're like, look, there's 38 years ago, there was only one Star Wars trilogy, but since then, there's been a prequel trilogy, a sequel trilogy, a sequel to the prequel, a prequel to the sequel, countless TV spinoffs, a movie spinoff of the TV spinoff, which is both a prequel and a sequel, not to mention 2 Dunes, 7 Jurassic Parks, 2 Avatars plus 3 upcoming Avatars, making 5 Avatars, 36 MCU movies with 2 different Robert Downey Jr.'s, DCU's attempt at number 1, DCU attempt number 2, an animated Lion King, a live action animated Lion King, a live action animated Lion King prequel, 8 Harry Potter movies, a TV series remaking the same 8 Harry Potter movies, a whole streaming service of Star Trek, 7 Alien movies, 2 of which were also Predator movies, not to be mistaken for the 6 Predator movies that are not also Alien movies, 1 Prometheus, which is kind of an Alien movie, 4 Beatles movies, and Oppenheimer. But in 38 years, there's only ever been 1 Spaceballs. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like, if that's how we're starting off, that's not bad. Like, that works. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not against it. I'm not against it happening. I hope Mel Gibson is around to see this get released.
Mel Gibson.
Okay, I hope Mel Gibson is not around. Excuse me, Mel Brooks. Yeah, I hope Mel Gibson does not make it to see this. But yeah, it's that was a fun announcement. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know. I need to go back and watch Spaceballs. It's been, I don't know. I probably haven't seen it since the early '90s, to be honest. Okay, so next up is the final trailer for Superman. Yeah, I think this looks really good. This is definitely more of the action heavy part or the action heavy part trailer. There's a couple things in this that I think look really interesting that we have not seen in the other trailers. We're getting a lot more, as I talked about earlier, we're getting a lot more sort of perfected flying that I think Gunn has really been leaning heavily into, especially since Guardians 3. It looks cool. It looks unique. Some of it I'm a little wigged out by the angles and things like that, but I think it's just because we've never seen it, so it's not necessarily like good or bad. Like just like there are perspectives where I'm just like, oh right, because if you can fly, the ground is like kind of relative. You know what I mean? I mean, like yes, obviously there's a physical ground, but like what is up? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't in a fight, it would be irrelevant if you can fly, especially if you're fighting someone who also can fly, which is kind of an interesting thing that we've never really seen before. We only ever see two characters who can fly. They fly up, they fight in the air, and then somebody gets slammed down, and you dive down at them, and then that's just kind of it. But he's showing far more like, okay, I'm on the ground, I'm like going up, but I'm not even going like traditionally up. I'm moving up in a swirl, so I can like move in different directions and stuff. And we just haven't seen that type of ship before, which is just fascinating. Yeah, this looks really good. This just looks really fun.
Yeah, it does look fun. It might be a little jarring to see some of these like fisheye shots or these shots close up with wide angled lenses. It gives it a unique look, but at the same time, it's an uncanny look.
Yeah.
Also, one of the big things that, because I've been trying to keep my ear to the ground on this movie because I'm really, really excited for it. And one of the things that people are saying as either a positive or a negative, depending on your perspective, is that this Superman movie is very comic booky, is the word, right? Which just, I think, basically means they're they're leaning into the sci-fi of it.
Yeah,
and you can really see that in this trailer.
Yeah. I mean, I think Gunn is doing something that we have not seen, which is he's actually using like modern day arcs for these characters, right? Like we're so used to seeing sort of like, this is what Superman is, whatever version of that interpretation, you agree with. And then that's just sort of it. He's building out the world. So he's not just building a Superman story, but like, what is the universe in which Superman and Mr. Terrific live in the same world, right? Mr. Terrific is, heavily on the science fiction side, right? Like not just an alien who can fly around. So you have to include the kind of the general wackiness that exists in DC Comics in order to make it work. And we've just not seen someone do that. And I don't personally take that as a negative. I think that's a good thing. Like do something different. That's cool.
So I watched a Fandango interview with James Gunn and Nicholas Hoult and Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet. And they talked about a lot of things, right? Like they talked about the suit and stuff like that. But James Gunn mentioned that in this universe, superheroes or metahumans have been around for 300 years.
Interesting.
So the idea of this, like of a Superman, is not like foreign. The idea of superheroes aren't foreign, which I guess makes sense, right? That you have all these, Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner and all these other characters here, and nobody just people just kind of, nobody bats an eye, right? So I don't know. I'm super curious about this. Like I think it's a unique way to kind of approach something new for people. Like, no, because like it's Superman. Like he's the world's most popular superhero, right? Like everybody knows who Superman is. So we're not going to bother with all that BS, right? You already know, and the people in the world already know. So I think that does give you a little more leeway to be a little more comic booky.
Yeah.
But at the same time, are people going to gravitate to that? And I would say that people won't have a problem with it, given that he made 3 movies about a trash panda and his tree best friend. And he made the Suicide Squad, and people seem to really enjoy that.
And Peacemaker.
And Peacemaker, right? Like, you know, maybe like my wife's not into it, at least not yet. Because that's my barometer for the average person.
Yeah.
Like she'll go to this stuff, but like she don't really care. Like she's going because I like it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, when, you know, that whole idea of like, oh, is Crypto just going to be like a cute character? Nah, yo, he's going to be used in a fight. Like they're using him like legitimately in a fight to attack a guy. So Superman comes and fucking punches that guy's teeth out, which hits against the lens of the audience, like of the screen of the audience, which is fucking awesome. Like that's a very James Gunn thing that I have never seen someone do.
Like if that scene right there in the trailer is gonna make it or break it for you for your enjoyment of this movie. If you think that's cool, if you think that's fun, like this is gonna be for you. And if you like, I've seen people like, what the fuck is this shit, right? If you don't think that's fun, or then this movie is not for you. Yeah. Like this trailer should tell you whether or not this movie will be your cup of tea.
Yeah. I thought that was fun and clever. Like, it's just like, I imagine watching that on the big screen, especially if you haven't seen that trailer, that will pop, right? Because if you're like, oh shit, like, because it's breaking the fourth wall in a way that's like, it is and it isn't, right? Like that's, you know, just like putting you as the audience in the action. I think it's just fun. Like these movies don't actually have to be hyper serious. Like, they don't have to be. You can actually have fun and not feel like you're watching a melodrama when you go to see a Superman movie. So
yeah, it'd be nice to have Superman not be melancholy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and then look, then you get your dark and brooding Batman movie, and then like that's also fine. I'm here for that too.
It's kind of how that works, right? It's kind of how that works.
It's a big comic bookie. And look. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you need a second Superman movie, whatever. Look, just make the second movie world's finest. All right. Just give me a Superman movie, give me a Batman movie, and give me world's finest. Like, that's fine. And they don't need to be enemies. They don't need to be enemies. Like, hey, bro, what's your deal? Yeah, I'm dark and brooding. What's your deal? I'm really happy and fun loving. Oh, I'll knock your fucking teeth out, but like, I like to have fun. It's cool. All right, cool. Let's do it. Let's go fucking solve this mystery or whatever. By the way, side note, I'm just saying this. I have not read this anywhere because I think a lot of people's online commentaries are generally terrible. There is a part in this trailer where they show Superman in space and he's got like tentacles around him or something. I don't know what's going on. He's holding a green baby, yo. He's holding a green baby. Okay. I'm just saying it's at 1 minute and 29 seconds. I think those are Martians, and my guess is that this is your first look at potentially like a Martian Manhunter's situation. Whether that is Martian Manhunter or not, I don't know. But at least that being his race, I think so.
Well, there you go.
He's holding a fucking green.
Yeah, he's holding a baby.
It's a green alien baby, like, you know. So, but I don't know, because like, isn't their whole thing like the Martians can do like shape shifting and shit like that, all sorts of like weird shit? Because the character to his right, not the baby, but besides that, seems to be the same race, an adult version, and it seems to be its arms seem to be the tentacles. So, I'm wondering if he has a tussle with the Martians at some point, and maybe like saves that baby, and they're like, oh, this guy's all right. And then, you know, that baby turns out to be Martian Manhunter down the road, which would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Superman's
I didn't even notice that baby.
Yeah, see? Superman's out here saving alien babies. I had not seen anybody talk about that. I found that curious. All right. I think that's it for us. Any other parting words, sir? Short docket?
Don't get bronchitis. It stinks.
Yeah, well, you deserved it. Anyway, I don't know. I was just sick the other day, and you know what? I'm fine. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps or whatever they tell you people.
We did Black on Black Cinema today, and I saw someone left a comment. They said, "Wow, Jay, you have a great voice. You sound like you should be on the radio." And I thought to myself, and you said thank you, and I thought to myself, wow, what a really missed opportunity that was.
Oh, fuck you, man. The funny thing is, anytime I don't correct people just because it makes me feel personally good, but I just assume that they think your name is Jay. That's all I assume. I assume they think that you're me. Somebody was like, you need to put like the names of everybody underneath so everyone can match. I'm like, no, because then people will realize that I'm the lame one. So like, no, I like to have all of the good things attributed to me. That's great.
It's funny they only do that with you and I. Everybody knows Terrence.
Nobody mixes up Terrence's voice.
Nobody mixes up Terrence's voice. When they see Terrence, oh, that's Terrence. Right. Like, they absolutely know who Terrence is.
Yeah. No, nobody's making that mistake. So yeah, I appreciate the person who said that. Thank you very much. Who knows?
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe one day.
You never know what's going to happen. You never know. I have a chance to interview someone really important, and then it's going to get ruined. Anyway, all right. We will see you guys next week for another episode.
See you.